Hello guys, welcome back to HYTE. Now today we're trying out the HYTE Q60 AIO liquid cooler in this HYTE X50 strawberry milk case. Now we've built a system in this before and the link for that build is somewhere above me right now. You can check it out. We're going to be taking out this HYTE liquid cooler right now and replacing it with this one. HYTE have been kind enough to send us out a sample of this, so we're going to try it out and see what it looks like with a HYTE case. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first impressions, the box is absolutely gorgeous and I like the peel reveal sort of look of this box. And once you open it, very neatly and cleanly packaged, you've got the radiator, you've got the pump and all the accessories that the AIO comes with. Now the cooler certainly lives up to its name being thick because it is really thick. I have never seen a cooler this wide before and it actually looked pretty cool if I'm honest. The design is pretty cool. Now moving on to the tubing as well, the piping, I like the material that it was made of. It looks very premium and just nice feel to it. Now moving on to the actual screen itself, I really like the screen. You can turn it in multiple directions, very versatile, and also I did not realise until later on that it actually has lights built into the back panel and they're really bright. Normally you find lights built onto back of something are quite dim and you don't really see any effect of them, but it is really bright. Pre-applied thermal paste in the HYTE fashion as well, really cool stuff. And I do like the fan grills as well, really cool. In the little pouch you have a lot of accessories for different sockets, a lot of Intel sockets and a lot of AMD sockets as well. You have a cable bunch and some screws. Now this liquid cooler actually connects to your power supply via a PCIe cable, which I'll cover later on, and you have to make sure you've got a spare PCIe slot for that. The other one is your USB and the last one is your PWM cable. And so here starts the deconstruction of the existing system. So we took the GPU out, deconstructed the ThermalRite liquid cooler and took it all apart, took the cables out and all the rest of it. That was a pretty straightforward process and I actually took it out with the entire AMD bracket as well, so it just made it a little bit simpler for me to swap it in and out. The radiator came out, I had to fiddle a bit with the cables and then it was time to prepare the Q60 to go in. So a little bit of information about the Q60 as well. So you get it in a 240 combination. It is currently out of stock pretty much everywhere that I've had a look online. That's the only downside to it because I think it's a great product. It has a 5-inch ultra realism IPS display, 720 by 1280 resolution, 60Hz refresh rate and 300 nits of brightness. And as I mentioned earlier, it has a 90-degree swivel spout which you can use to aim the screen in any direction, to aim it at yourself or anywhere else. Now this part is really cool, so pay attention here. So what this has is it has a removable bracket. You just slide it off, slide the original one off and slide the appropriate one on. So if you've got an AMD system you put the AMD one on, if you've got an Intel system you put the Intel one on. It is very cool, it slides off, it requires a little bit of force because they click in. So you have to make sure that when you're putting your brackets on that you click them into place because as you can see here, I just inserted them and then realised after, hold on a minute, they feel a little bit loose, let's click them in properly. And that's the way to do it. I've only ever seen this on a handful of other coolers and it's a cool feature to have and it makes it a lot easier to put things together because all you do at that point is you just screw in your standoffs and then you just pop that on and you get the thumb nut screws and you just screw them on and that's it taken care of. You don't need to mess about with multiple brackets and stuff like that. Now another thing that I've noticed about this cooler, and it actually says it on HYTE's website, one of the bullet points is cables are just super gross, so we got rid of all the cables verbatim. Now they have, okay, so you don't really see any cables on the block itself or on anywhere around the screen. They are all attached to the radiator and you can neatly hide them away. Now I completely forgot to install the cables onto the cooler before I installed it. Now so what you have is you have two cables, two type C's that are together, they go at the top of the radiator, one PWM that goes into the CPU header, and the last one is your USB, and that is all, that is it. But oh no, I had a problem. I had a problem because the big 5-inch screen that was now in the way of my vertical GPU it wasn't a big deal. All I had to do is just lower the bracket down one PCIe slot, and after that the GPU fitted perfectly. Now it was time to turn it on, and the initial was just beautiful. Honestly, fantastic. I love it. I love how bright the lights are. You can really see the lights reflecting off the motherboard. I love the little light on the radiator. Love the fan operation. It's very quiet, very quiet, and it just looks great. It looks really sleek, looks really nice. There's nothing really I can honestly complain about. The only thing I would maybe suggest in future is if we could tilt the screen horizontally. Alright, next stop, software. Nexus is HYTE software, and honestly, absolute pleasure to use. It's booted up straight away, and the first thing I was very impressed about was the sheer ecosystem that they have. You can connect your keyboards up to it, liquid coolers, any other peripherals that are applicable, and it works great. The only downside I had, and it's my fault, was the monitor I was using. I wasn't able to see the full software. All the buttons and stuff like that were a little bit out of the screen. It was cut off, but that is nothing to do with their software, it's to do with my screen. So if you notice that in this video, it's nothing to do with them. But yeah, it works great, it looks great, and it's not got too many buttons. You don't really get confused, you know, by anything on here. It's pretty simple and pretty self-explanatory. But you can have as many designs as you like. You can add more. It's pretty cool. It is pretty cool, and it looks really nice. Alright everyone, so that's the replacement complete now, and as you can see, this is functioning pretty well. I wasn't aware that it had lights at the back, which I was pretty surprised to find, and it actually looks really cool because it kind of lights up the entire back, you know, the motherboard and all that kind of stuff in the back there, which is really cool. The fans, not much to say. They've got little like inverted, I don't know what you want to call it, points here. Not sure how I feel about it. I would probably prefer it if it was exposed, but it looks cool still. And I like the little logo being lit up on top of the radiator. Pretty cool. Overall, I prefer this over the thermal right that we had in before. And now it matches the case being the same brand, so pretty cool. Also, the software, much better to use than Thermalright's. I think Thermalright's software isn't the greatest to use. It looks very unpolished and unfinished, basically. This one was a lot more refined, and there's a lot more going on. There's a whole ecosystem in there, keyboards, you know, AIOs, loads of different stuff. So really cool. Well done HYTE, and I can't wait to see what else they cook up, and we'll cover it here first at HEX Edinburgh. So I'll catch you on the next video. Take care and have a good one.